Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back to Myst IV Revelation. Let's continue. So, we got the spirit guide. So now we could potentially jump down to the dream and enter the dream and get some hints there. But I think we also are supposed to go um, to the old memory chamber, and we'll have to try and figure out how to get to the old memory chamber. It's quite the maze, to say the least. Um, let's see. Would this lead to it? I feel like this way is going to lead towards where the memory chamber is. The new memory chamber. Maybe not. This would have been a good point, certainly, to get bubbles or leaves for the spirit guides. So I should have tried to hang out in this area a little bit more. What would be messed up is if we find out that we needed to feed the spirit guides multiple times or in multiple places. Yep, this has just linked me back to the new memory chamber, or close to it. So that goes that way, which probably means we are nowhere close to the direction I want to go. The way this is all laid out is confusing, to say the least. Like, very, very easy to get turned around. And obviously this game needs a mini-map. We only have 3 fast travel locations. So I probably can't fast travel to where I'm trying to get that easily. I have to just kind of hope that the direction I'm going is right. Again, my mouse is being all herky-jerky. I don't know if that is my mouse pad that's the problem, or just the fact of the way this game is so old and the high mouse input. It might be acceleration on the mouse, because mice in Windows and in computers are programmed to go further the faster you move them. So moving a centimeter in 1 second goes further than moving a centimeter in 5 seconds. But most people are very accustomed to that, and most games are aware of mouse acceleration. Like, it would be a hassle, to say the least, if you had to move a very far amount always to get to the edge of a screen. And it was a more one-to-one experience. This gets me close. That's where I want to be. He's right there. And since this bridge is broken, it should really be on the other side of this lower chamber. Going down here. The good news is, I suppose, that the old memory chamber is about the only thing left that I want to check out. Okay, so this is the other side of that. Nope, we don't want to go there. Guess we want to go here. But here, I guess we came through this way, and so I've been right next to where I wanted to be several times. Let's just pull this back up. And I've just not turned to the left to see it. Even the Myst game kind of knows that you need to be able to do a 360 around an area to see it and know what's going on. And just get a vision. Oops, here we got another cutscene.
It's you. Thank God you've come. Agnar's kidnapped my little sister. He says he'll
can't
kill
believe
her if
he's
I don't
gonna
help him
try
steal
this.
Serenia's treasures. Look, I know you have no reason to trust me. You saw me blow up the harvester, but I only did it to stop Agnar from poisoning the memory chamber. His confinement on Haven drove him totally insane. All he cares about now is destroying everything Father created. We have to stop him. Go back to Tamana and find my father. Explain everything that's happened here. For some reason, Agnar is terrified of Father. Maybe if you bring him here, the three of us can somehow maneuver my sick brother into a trap. I'll try to get Yisha away from him while you're gone. Now go. Go! Before it's too late.
Now, there is no timer here or anything like that, but this is gonna, I guess, let us maybe see a memory.
It's you.
Just the exact same memory we just saw.
Kidnapped my little sister.
He's not sending us to go find any other journal or anything like that.
Look, I know you have no reason to trust me. You saw me blow up the harvester, but I only did
it sucks that we can't skip this.
The memory chamber. His confinement on Haven drove him totally insane.
Maybe the back button would take me back to the menu and then I could hit resume and skip it that way, but I'm not going to even try.
Stop him. Go back to Tamana and find my father. Explain everything that's happened.
He wants he wants me to bring the father so he can steal his memories and possibly steal his body.
I'll try to get Yisha away from him.
I don't think either the smooth talking or the crazy brother would get away with pretending to be the father for very long. And yeah, this would only trick players that hadn't been to the Spire and hadn't seen any of the memories of the Spire. There is something I want to look at here, though. Since we did get the spirit guide, does this change? I mean, we've got a sound effect that's playing now. So maybe that sound effect is the only indication that we do now have a spirit guide with us. So obviously there's no poison gas in the old harvester anymore. And see, this harvester, I thought there was nothing we could do with it, but apparently there is, according to the walkthrough. Which that makes sense. There hasn't really been a lot of stuff that doesn't give you some kind of response or outcome when you play with it, even if it is just an extra toy that you play with. There is some kind of outcome. So there's a way to pull this down, and that's what I was missing. And then when we pulled that down, there should be a lever. You can hear oxygen being pumped in. Let's see. Where's the lever, though? Here? 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 Here. Notice how the camera does not lock into looking at the out the window. Does this do anything? Now? I guess we can see how the kind of fungal nerves of this plant that runs the city grows the memory orbs. Kind of feel like that would go back up. Doesn't feel like this is a control. Doesn't feel like this does anything. It still doesn't feel like it does anything. Yeah. My mouse is freaking out. Alright. It doesn't seem like you can pull the handle and open the door. Which that would kind of make more sense if you could. So I guess the question is this just knowledge that I gained? Or is there something else I'm supposed to do? And it's not really worth it to leave the area and wander around, so I should just let's see. See what the walkthrough says. As it submerged, note the underwater door. I did note that in memory globes at the bottom. Pull back to rise back up and exit the harvester. Let's see. So it seems like it really was just knowledge. And again, maybe I should pull out the camera and take a picture there, but okay. Now I can open this. And then it says face this, and to the right you can see a gangway. to the right of the gangway, you'll see some sort of steps leading down to a closed door. Okay. Nope. Face the harvester. And if you look to the right, of the gangway, which could be as much as this, even. I should see some steps. But I don't see steps. Okay, here. Those are probably the steps they're talking about. If you can get rid of the water, maybe you can find out what's down there. That might just be all there is to it. Is that we just are going to have to get rid of the water later. Probably by moving the water. Trolley water gate. Ooh. Okay. So, I guess I'm in for the long haul now. I could try and follow... Wow, look at how dark the screen is getting. I wonder if that's a screensaver that just activated. Nope. I think that's just clouds over the sun. Okay. So we need this water to stop flowing. We need this water to stop flowing. And we need this water to stop flowing. And if we have 3 waters, let's look at the map. They effectively gave you a map here, and I wouldn't be upset if people didn't realize it. It is possible that all 3 of those are lining up here, and the old memory chamber is here. It's also possible this is the old memory chamber. If that was the case, then this isn't really a helpful map. It's funny that we're at exactly 100. And it would be quite the hassle now to try to get through this and get back to the picture that I'm thinking of. Yeah. I guess the question comes down to, can we stop the water at least at that point? And it does kind of feel like it would be a game over situation if you were to go back to Tama and get Atris and convince him to to come here. I don't know if there really is a bad ending or not, though. So that bridge seems to have not closed this water source, which I wasn't really expecting it to, but whatever. All these water areas do seem like they are fairly quickly draining. It doesn't quite make a lot of sense that there'd have to be an underwater spring on this island. Yeah, there'd pretty much have to be an underwater spring on this island, pumping up water non-stop. If there were plants that would dry up and bloom when there is water, and the plants acted as a secondary area, that would probably help quite a bit. Okay. That one is already closed. So opening it, I don't feel like this does anything. Yeah. I think this kills the idea at that point, because I think this water is the water that ends up at that location, or this water is the water that ends up at that location. They want me to go to the root chamber. And back to that location. Wonder what the quickest way to do that, to get back to that location, would be. It's probably this. Alright. Yeah, I need to go back to this point, it says, and change the flow of water. Which this may mean that I can't use the shortcut after that, because this area will be flooded. So that it may very well be a case where there's kind of this counterclockwise motion that's going to be necessary. No, the water is stopped here, and the water is stopped here. Let's see. Turn the water wheel, and the water will fill the pool on the right. More importantly, stop the pool on the left. So that's what's happening. Okay. I guess that did block one path. And then we'll probably have already seen all the cutscenes and such. So we're not going to trigger any cutscenes, even though the walkthrough is telling me I would. We can't go back down into the sewer. I don't think. Plus, I don't think I need to go that way anyways. Yep, you can only get this far when the water is full. And the water is foggy enough that it's not going to work with the reflectors. Alright. Okay. So now we need to go turn off another path. Man, there is a lot of loading, a lot of lagging as you click forward. Certainly, just a new engine handling these same images would have sped up the process considerably. I do feel like I probably am going to get a new cutscene if I come in here, so... Am I ready to do this yet? I think I'm safe going in here. I don't think this is going to enter the dreaming. Nope, it doesn't. Nobody's here anyways, good. So, yay for not being too afraid to look. The bell is odd. There's only one bell on this entire island. And you would think if you were going to have a bell on this island, it would kind of make sense to have a bell in the two other trap islands too, just symbolically, as even if it's just a red herring. We are looking for the first water wheel when we first arrived in Serenia, so according to the walkthrough, so it's probably not worth it to just wander around. It probably would be easier to just fast travel. Like, this is effectively not the first water wheel, but it's definitely one I saw. I have no idea where this water goes, though. Like, ideally, you have 3 different paths. So ideally, I'd want to either stop this path or the middle path. But I'm not sure this one actually changes any path. But we might as well give it the college try and play with it, instead of just following direct instructions with the... So each position, I bet, actually controls a different gear. That's my suspicion. The walkthrough might also be in a different state than what I have the game in, so I may very well need to shut off the flow here also. pulling it halfway seemed to be weird. But that closed off the left one, so I'm hoping that that was right. Otherwise, I need to have closed off the middle one. Let me just double check. Yeah, that is the state it needed to be in. Also. So that was something I was going to have to do. So even though I have really no idea where a lot of these paths end up, I do seem to be getting the general message to shut down the left side water wheels. And I'm looking for that final water wheel. If I can find it. Instead we went in circles. Let's fast travel back to the beginning of this area of Serenia. Try a different path. I think it's somewhat of a design mistake. There's where we're going. I think it's somewhat of a design mistake to have ambient region music and then fast traveling. It probably should be more of a storied one song per world, or very discrete sections of the world, and then the song changes when you get to a different part of the world. But once you introduce that fast traveling, the music is kicking in and repeating a little too often, which those are two different problems, certainly. Being repetitive because they didn't make enough music, and also jumping, fading in, fading out too often. We need to push this one all the way to the right. Which I would have said push it all the way to the left. But nope, it was all the way to the right already, so Now it's just a question of finding our way back to the old memory chamber. One of the reasons why I like to make the content the way I do, where I don't have a whole bunch of cuts or cheats. Like, sure, I could make footage where I do everything perfectly, but that's not realistic. And this is a great example of why full plays are informative, or at least I think they're informative to some people, as you see how this game, and even modern games very often, are not 100% respectful of the player's time, do just waste your time having you wander around and go two places back and forth, go from point A to point B, back to point A to point C, back to point A to point D. It is often a lot of time wasting. And this is definitely an old-fashioned game that is very guilty of doing some of this. Feel like I am going in circles. Probably because I am going in circles. My only hope is that I can just brute force the path. I'm not sure I've even ever been where this is before. And that's pretty crazy. If there is a whole area I haven't even visited. It may have more to do with just the angles, though. Yeah. You approach from one side, the picture looks completely different than approaching from a different side. And that attempt has failed, so let's just fast travel here. Okay. You have the middle of the maze, you have the beginning of the maze, and you have the exit of the maze. I can't go through the sewer, so I need to figure out a way. I think it might be this way. And then there's no split path, so continue straight. No split paths, so continue straight. So really it's just putting me back where I was. Let's try this direction. It honestly feels like some of these paths are actively crossing over each other, and that one direction does not actually lead to the other direction. Oh, this is just such a nightmare scenario, though, to be lost potentially forever. Alright, let's try the middle path. We've gone that way, we've gone that way. We've kind of gone everywhere. Let's try this direction. Nope, I don't think that's it either. I'd think it would be closer this way. Let's go back this way for a second. No, that's just a stone there. I thought there was just going to be a random scroll on the ground. Which that would be weird. Is there a sound I could follow? I don't think there is. I wonder if we save Yisha's body but don't save her mind, and then have to go save her mind after the fact in the dream. That might be the way it goes. So you might be able to do both things. Finally we're getting close to it. That was one of the things certainly that made such a significant difference between Myst Masterpiece Edition and Real Myst Masterpiece Edition, which I don't know which one you'd even recommend at this level, which one ever is the newest as far as Myst re-releases, but when it became an open world where you could just walk on the grass and go in any direction you wanted to, it solved the problem of having very specific spots and angles you have to be able to point and click to. When you're playing a flat 2D point and click adventure game, it's fairly obvious that there would be a left and a right. Here we can see the water is gone. There's like an exit on the left and the right, or sometimes there's a door in the background in a flat 2D point and click adventure, but that's all you really have to worry about. This water is also stopped. This water not stopped. So either I didn't solve all the puzzles, or we do this and we lower it with it open, then we close it, and then we pull it. Yep. Took several tries there, but so then that should have collected a big ball of water. Maybe not as much water as you would think, but enough. Alright. And that just let me through the door. I think it's probably somewhat fair to just play this cautiously and make a save file. I'm not looking at the walkthrough to see if that's necessary or anything, but it would kind of suck if you walked in here and you found that there was like real danger of Yisha dying or you dying, which arguably the smooth talking brother probably should have just tried to kill you. Like, he tries to talk his way through everything when real violent actions would be the move. And neither one of the brothers really come off feeling like they're really adept towards actually swinging their fist and attacking. They seem like they are more about manipulating others. So it looks like that just drains that area. It doesn't let you harvest anything though. You have a giant gear wheel. But yeah. Can't just knock on the door. So this may just be an exit with no entrance. Unless it's more of a case that this gear turns using the mechanism around. Hmm. It opens and closes this panel. On the other side. And then this gear doesn't seem like something you can interact with. And then it feels like there would have just been a whole puzzle down there, but it's kind of non-existent. Alright, well, if the panel is open, opening that will drop out more water. Which would drain it as much as possible. And closing that would fill it with as much air to displace as much water as possible. And then putting it downward should drain it as high as possible. So the only way to get it lower would be to raise the thing once again. It just does not seem like this door opens. Is there something perhaps behind this or wedged around this gear? I just don't feel it. Okay, let me just check the walkthrough then. I mean, it's shameless at this point, but I feel like this is probably just a pixel hunt solution where in this blinking dark light, which I don't know if that's electric lighting or gas lighting or what, like I can't help but feel like the In the tunnel, note the door at the end and the connecting gears. Below the window wall is a wheel. Turn it, a hatch opens, and more water drains away. Still not enough to open the lower door. Climb back up. Lower the harvester again. This will cause the water to overflow through the hatchway. Now open the hatch. Now the open hatch will of the harvester. Wait for it to fill with water, close, and raise it. So we have to do that whole water displacement thing again. And so it does seem like it's just a water level that's keeping the door locked, and yet there's no meter saying that the water level is the thing keeping the door locked. And really there should be. So we've displaced as much air as possible. Now we'll take another chunk of water with us up. You can only do this so many times, though, because the water is just dropping back down. We should have basically displaced two whole harvesters worth of water. And I guess that does look like that is more empty now. The lights are seemingly getting even darker. And that does get us through the door. This is stupid though, because all that door led us to is yet another door. Where they got rivets, where they got metal pieces, metal brackets. It's very questionable. Alright. Let's see the memory.
You're serious? You really think someone's gonna find this door once we fill a basin up with water again?
I think we can't afford to take any chances.
Fine. I know how much you love coming up with those color codes of yours, so you design it. I've got other things to work on inside.
Okay. So that's the memory. Here's a button. And we've got a color code. Seemingly nothing too special here, as long as we have this. Red, purple, light blue, yellow, green. Let's try that. Let's see. Red. Red. Interesting. Red here. Okay, we are moving these around. So it's got to be in the right pattern. Red, purple, light blue, yellow, green. I'm going to have to come back to this a couple times. Red, purple, light blue. Yellow. Green. This does not come off as being that difficult. Unless there's more to the puzzle than it seems. Let's just move this very quickly out of the way. Red, purple, light blue, yellow, green. Let's see, red, purple, light blue, yellow, green. Okay. So then, what do we do? Because is there something more to this puzzle? Or not? Like, yellow, for instance. is a primary color. So if I was supposed to do like yellow here, because of that. I mean, it certainly could happen. Like we can certainly connect the colors. Purple will be the weird one, but maybe not that weird. The blue there. Put that purple there. Put this purple. This is an incredibly easy puzzle, though, unless you just don't know the answer. And I guess maybe I don't know the answer. Or it might be that there is just a gear or a button here that I'm missing. I may just need to hit the button in the middle. But my concern certainly there would also be that that might reset everything. It is weird that we've got these blues, because it almost make more sense for this to be red and these to be blues, or vice versa. And it's not like you have enough. Yeah, you don't really have enough reds otherwise. Alright, well, I don't want to mess this up, so I'm just going to look at the walkthrough just to see what the exact instructions are. Press the button and you'll see 18 color disc, and as General Ackno wrote about a door that in one of Sirius's infamous marble codes on Spiral, you would have noted the combination on the amulet, but that is not enough to solve the puzzle. Okay. So there must be a secondary part to this code. Alright, well. That reset it. Okay. That's what I was concerned about, but it does also seem like that is all we can do. Seems like we have to go do the dream section, even though the game isn't really pointing us towards that direction as much as it probably should. It's definitely going to be a nightmare to get back to this location. Once again, I'll be confused and have to work my way back here. But I can at least just fast travel here and save some time there. Let's see. Let me read this. Apparently the spirit guide offerings dissipate after 15. Okay, we are good. Time to go on a spiritual journey in the Myst game. where you've never done spiritual journeys before. If they were going to go down this direction, I feel like what Cyan could have done, since Myst III Exile really didn't touch upon the story that much, they could have had Myst IV and Myst V be led by Catherine, and Catherine could lead the mother, and she could have led on much more spiritual journeys into more spiritual ages, instead of the main character, Atreus, the father, being the main secondary protagonist or main protagonist, because he's all about science. Okay. There's nothing we can do there. Probably is worth our effort to touch this again and see if we get different visions. We don't. Feels like those 4 videos were just extra that they threw in here. Supposed to be a protector in here.
Time seems to be against us. Fortunately, there is little I can say to prepare you for what you are about to experience. The Mirror Realm is different for everyone who travels there. But your guide will be waiting in his true form to meet you, and will explain what you really need to know. Please, lie down.
And you don't get a choice?
Normally, I would remain until you return. But with everything that's happened today, I cannot. So, should you decide to leave Dream without getting the answers you seek, you will have to return to it later without help. In that case, just focus on the all-seeing eyes of the ancestors, and you should be able to travel there. Are
It
you
seems
ready?
unnecessary
Then
line
gaze
of
on the
dialogue.
eyes high above you, and let your journey begin.
Honestly, if this age was just part of a completely different game, I wouldn't have been surprised if they kind of retrofitted it, the storyline, into a Myst game. Nice music. There's our water spirit guide. No subtitles on the music dialogue, unfortunately. It's weird to have a song that's singing in English in a Myst game. Like, pretty much only games get away with this when they do it as credits. When you know the whole game is just over. Even movies and TV now will only play music if it is actually playing on the radio in the room. I think they call that diegetic music playing, or diegetic soundtracks. And at a certain level, I kind of agree with that idea. It was silly to have music playing in the background in movies and TVs and video games without there being some explanation. I'm not going to hate on an artist if that's what the artist wants to do, but it's so easy in almost every situation to just say people have MP3 players or music streamers or radios or something. I'm not touching the controller, by the way. Just in case you're wondering. I have not touched the controller at all since it told us to lay down. This is just a sequence. Speaking of movies and TVs, arguably a movie series around Myst, or the events of the original Myst games, or a TV series around the events of the Myst games, might make more sense than a video game even does. You might even try to have a TV series that reuses live action footage, and then a small like mobile game or a companion app that gives different puzzles, but only the puzzles.
Not what you expected, is it, traveler?
Yeah, I guess that wasn't what I was expecting, but I don't know what it was.
Because you want to find the answer to something that troubles you.
Just have a black screen.
Why then wouldn't dreams seem dark and mysterious at first? Do not be afraid. The fragrance of your offering still lingers. It pleases me.
And that looks as much like a fire spirit as a water spirit as an air spirit.
I shall light this darkness for you and lead you to the ones you call the ancestors. He is not an ancestor. Like yourself, he is but a traveler here. And if his guide brings him close, you should touch him to experience as much of dream as you can.
Well, I could move for a second there.
Dream is often visited by such creatures. Temporary inhabitants seeking the enlightenment they cannot find in their waking lives.
Yeah, you're basically in this big spear.
They do not have the wisdom to shape dream, as the ancestors do, but they can still learn much by seeing what possibilities exist here.
I tried to click on it.
They come just to seek distraction.
I don't know if I'm supposed to be clicking on things or what. But yeah, you are just in this like big circular area. It does seem like you're just clicking on things and playing with particle physics. Yeah, that's all this feels like. Is this is just a tech demo, an experiment in particle physics, something they really wanted to have you play with and show off the engine. I wouldn't be surprised if the programmers and Ubisoft just were showing off their new toys.
She's not yet one of them, nor is she a traveler, for I sense no waking mind to return to. It's as if that connection has been severed prematurely.
Well, that would be Isha.
I do not understand how this is possible, but this is the one you seek. The ancestors approach. They will attempt to communicate with her.
This really goes to show how big visualizations and visual gimmicks were back in the day of early PC gaming and PCs.
You can impart some of your own energy to it. This will place each ancestor in closer harmony with the others. When all are as one, the combined wisdom will reveal the answer you need.
So
Go
this
on,
is
try.
a
I shall be
metaphysical
silent until you succeed.
puzzle.
But should you grow too frustrated, signal me by touching your amulet. I will then send you back to Serenia immediately, but without the answer you need.
Okay. So I guess the idea here is to switch everything over to the same color, which this is going to be hard to do, to say the least. And it doesn't feel like they can change color too easily. We don't know specifically what color we're trying to target here, but we can, I think, recognize groups of colors. And if we can get groups of colors to all synergize, that will, I think, make bigger groups by far. This is probably her, and so we probably do need everything at white. Which I think means we want everything at yellow. It would be kind of nice if some of this locked in. This isn't particularly frustrating as much as it's just a waste of time. Doesn't feel like the game is particularly concerned so much with interesting. So something just reset there. So there's a bit more to a puzzle of that than it seems. Seems like you do have to kind of keep things connected. And if you don't keep things connected, it will potentially reset on you. I may have to pull the walkthrough to get better instructions here. Because this isn't quite making enough sense. Pretty much the game knows that this is also frustrating, because it wouldn't say, hey, if you get frustrated you can leave at any time, unless it knows. I feel like what's going to happen here too is we're going to end up having to traverse a higher area, because the current area just won't really cut it. Yeah. It must be running some small algorithm to make sure what I'm doing is even possible, and resetting it if it isn't. If you get this right, I suppose this would eventually have to work. Or at the very least it would get things set up in such a way that things would work. Alright, let me check the walkthrough. Yisha's the bright white light. All you need to do is get all the ancestors to go white as well. Save your game, as you may be here a while. The trick is to keep them moving in squares. From Yisha, go right, down, left, back. Keep doing that until the light's near Yisha. Or white as well. Go to the right and right again, and then keep on doing it. We didn't save. Problem here, I think, is that we have we may have bigger problems. And we may just not be seeing it. These could be the last couple that need to be done. Or Alright. Notice how these are moving. Okay. Well, there's no way to do this. We've got to change something. And I wish I could just come back into a free view mode. But I can't. So I've got to break something. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3. It does seem like odd squares are the right solution. It's at this point that the walkthrough also suggests you just download the solution to the puzzle. Which that's pretty crazy. But I can't really blame the game for, or the walkthrough from saying just go download the solution either. Because this does seem oddly disconnected. There's... Maybe you could try to go for triangles here. Yeah, I don't think the walkthrough is going to give me any other strategy guide either. Towards us. Right again, down, left, up. Keep repeating that until another white light is next to the others. It's not difficult, it's just time consuming. And the lights keep shifting around as well. You'll end up going over the same lights more than once as you chase down colors. Okay. This is Yisha. Ah, and the mouse being herky and jerky doesn't help there. I wonder if the strategy is wrong and it is more of a strategy of going in circles instead of just tight little 4-point squares. I suspect it's not that case, though. I suspect it really is just that there's a couple of pieces of colors somewhere outside of this circle. Again, this is a great point to point out my excuse for not editing my videos. This is the real world experience you will have. Very close, it feels like. But at any point, a bump or a jerk on my mouse controller could push this further in the wrong direction.
You have succeeded.
Got lucky there.
Pay attention.
That's a terrible puzzle. It has nothing to do with okay, can we take a picture? Can we take a picture? Nope. Green, red, blue, cyan.
The answer has been seen. There can be no turning back. Goodbye, traveler. Until we journey together again.
I hope that that is not a different answer each time. It doesn't seem like it is. Which, good, because that would really suck if it was a random puzzle each time. And that was a really, really bad puzzle for a Myst game. Like, the problem inherently with the Myst series is that arguably the people in charge of making Myst 1 weren't the same people, whether it even was the actual same people. They would have gotten older in the time and just changed how they were thinking. So it's just not the same frozen entity that would have existed when making Myst 1. Those people at that point in time no longer existed when Myst 2 Riven came out. And same is true for Myst IV, which was
You've returned.
Presto Software, a completely
I had hoped to
different
discuss your experiences in Dream.
different
But you
company.
can't always count on hope, can you?
And then Myst
Not
IV
when
is
so much of what the
Ubisoft's
ancestors
team.
have shown us has already come true. The others have gone to alert the village. I must go inside and protect the memories.
They're zooming in
I
a
will not
little
allow
bit
anyone to enter until
too
this
much.
crisis has ended.
And you can see she's like wearing lip gloss.
I wish there was another way. But in all of our dreams, the last task always fell onto you. Good luck.
So she's locked you out. And I assume if I was to click this would just give me a memory of that scene.
The
Again.
others have gone to alert the village. I must go inside and protect the memories.
Actually, I
will
think
not
that's a
allow
different
anyone to
line
enter
of
until this
dialogue.
crisis has ended.
It's a different reading of the same dialogue.
I wish there was another way. But in all of our dreams, the last task always fell onto you. Good luck.
Okay. Says now we could zip mode to the old memory chamber. Which we can. Jeez. Was that always available? I think that was always available. And in the walkthrough, this would have been the point where we would have seen the cutscene. If we were following the walkthrough directly and not bouncing around. Well, I definitely could have saved myself a lot of time if the game had actually explained itself better. And in fairness, this would have been a game that would have come with some kind of manual in the CD cover, or something that you really would have been expected to read to understand the controls. Modern games, that's definitely not the case. You're expected to be able to understand everything immediately. In modern games, I guess if you forget it, you can just recall the memory. Although that is really blurry, the way it's being depicted. They're gonna make you actually put in the code. So the colors are different for each game, and so it's telling you once again so first task is to replicate the 6 colors from the amulet in the 6 inner locations on the door. Then you add the 2 color discs to each of the inner discs so they replicate one of the triplets. Okay. Alright, well, we know where to start here. And then we'll work our way from that. Okay. Red, red, purple, light blue, yellow, green. just move these all around since this is fairly simplistic. Let's see. Okay, so we have red, red, purple, light blue, yellow, green. Now we're supposed to apply a solution here. Where it's going to, I guess, be red, green, blue in that kind of order, or cyan, magenta, and what is the light blue called? Okay, so it's red, green, blue, which means this green should go here. Which means this red should go here. And then it will be cyan or light blue, magenta, yellow in that pattern, like that. So let's move that out of the way. Here. Actually click on it after several attempts. Okay. Cyan. Yellow. Magenta. Primary colors and secondary colors. So, did we get something wrong? Let's see. I think we did. I think this should be red and this should be blue. Or we're gonna have to push the button and potentially reset it. Because that would be a nightmare. Nope, that was right the first time. It is red, then green, then blue, red, then green, and blue. Which means it has to be this, or I just have the whole pump. If I... You gotta press the button. Ooh, so that's gonna suck. If you're wrong, it's just gonna reset you. That's gonna be a lot of effort. Right. Purple or magenta, yellow, light blue, magenta, yellow, light blue, Magenta, yellow, light blue. I think this is right. Let's just hope. It's good. How many more things are there in this game? Not that many, but could be very complicated puzzles going forward. I could see potentially another 2 hours of gameplay. Alright, down we go, not back up. I could see a lot of dialogue and story happening. So I might want to end the episode a little bit early today. Like so often we end the episodes late. But yeah, I think in this case we will save the game and we will end this episode a little bit early. That way that leaves us a decent amount, or at least an hour of content for the final episode. As far as different endings, I guess I overblew that concept. Really, it seems like it just led to you having different spirit guides and a different palm reading. It doesn't seem like it actually has led to a different ending, unless there's going to be some other twist there. So, seems like that was an unnecessary gimmick. We've seen definitely some unnecessary puzzles and unnecessary gimmicks. I half suspect that maybe the Ubisoft team got less and less supervision as the project went along, and that's why the beginning of the game feels pretty much like Myst, but then there's some points here hidden at the end of the game that are way different. And not very puzzle-like, more than just gameplay, game-like. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.